He's only one.
Want to do Mo a favor and get him started first?
Yep.
Thank you. Got the bids on the sand. Pass them around. This is from Gary Wright, and then Heath Wright, and Matt Holden. That's in the pit, and we draw that price, and everyone is Keith, that's delivered. Everything that's Gary.
And they're all sifted sand.
Yes, all screw sand.
Well, you notice me. Then it's right out of it from the get-go, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Holy crap, what a difference. Then rates. You were happy with Heath's?
Yeah.
Rogers and Heath's?
Yes. We had that little spell a year,
A couple of years ago or something, there was some clay in it.
No, stones.
This is,
Stone about it. I'm sure it'll happen again, so. It's hard to
what would you guesstimate we're gonna need for yardage?
That pencil gives
I
out.
think last year we went with 4,000, we hit 40 feet in there. Started.
You got,
40 feet left in there.
and you still got this.
Tommy, you want to pass those down?
Do you,
Did you see him?
say you had about the same amount left last year
Roughly.
in that? And was the 4,000 yards enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But.
but don't you keep
No.
some up by your place?
Yeah, they didn't use much this year.
It was,
So that pile would be enough for this winter? No, I'm just questioning, do we need to add to it, or?
I wouldn't think so. You don't need to add to that, so you think, or we would put a little bit.
holy fair, no.
You think that one's out?
Yeah.
Huh. Why was I thinking we bought 5,000 yards last year?
We did.
Huh?
We did 3 and 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I was thinking we bought 5,000, and that got you pretty much to the end of the doorway, didn't it? When you were
Yeah,
done?
Yeah, a little bit outside.
yeah, just, and, well, the winters are different. Depends on the
Oh, yeah.
rain. Yeah, 5 wouldn't be a bad number.
Well, I'd like to keep it, what we've done is split it up so we've got 2 sources of sand. That's my take on things, just cover our butts.
It worked last year? It worked good last year?
Yes, yes it did.
And both sands were equal.
Yes.
No problem trucking it?
No.
And can you got it in your schedule to truck? I
Yeah.
mean, you've got it scheduled in or thought about? Or
Yeah.
I'd make a motion and we do just what we did last year. 3,000 from East Fairfield, from that pit, and 2,000 from Heath Wright's. And they got that there in a timely manner, right? It wasn't one of those that
Yeah.
dragged out forever or any of that stuff.
It's scattered around.
Right, but it didn't go into
No,
October or something of
no,
that nature.
no.
So it was as dry as the other one that was done. Pretty close.
You know, but it's what kind of fall.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a
I'll second that.
3,000 yards from Heath Wright?
Yeah, and 2,000 from Matt Horgan.
No, the other way. 3
I
and 2.
think
3 and 2, 3 from
3 from Heath,
3 from Tom's
3 from Tom.
and 2 from Wright's.
Yep. Mark can call them.
Yeah. Then they can start hauling. Isn't that what they did last year? Kind of fed it in,
Yeah.
so get all done and in the building. Must have a lot of non-wasted sand that way.
It's Joey Clarkson. He's
Yeah. I think they're trying to build one.
They
now.
are building this shit.
I gathered the guy that's already doing it was ready to pack his bags and go because
Oh, yeah.
they didn't take consideration, Creek, the river's right there.
Yeah.
They got down so far and they're starting to get water problems.
Oh,
Yeah, boulders.
I
and
wonder what's
stuff.
going on, 'cause I see it kind of like slew down.
Yeah, that's,
They haven't done anything.
yeah, I've heard that once they got going on it, it was like, yeah, this may not be the place to put the sand shed.
Too bad. You know, so, anybody got one, they know it's like anything.
Yeah, how does it without that previous?
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty much.
it's, it dry, the sand comes out, sometimes it does a great job, don't freeze hard.
Yeah.
A lot of pluses there, not a lot of money, but
Is there any other comments on the sand bits or the? You
I
got
think we
a
could
first and
vote.
second, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna abstain, so what's,
take a vote on
those in
it.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
common rates, 3,400 units.
Yeah.
We talked about, the lawn, mowing the lawn over here,
Yeah,
prices on lawn mowers. This is, Kubota, Cup Cadet, they don't have the four-wheel drive. The price is right up on top, 54 inch, and that's a diesel. And John Deere, same thing here. Got price on diesel. Probably put the price on gas. Oh, I can't.
That's gas.
Yeah, thank you. I thought it was one gas. One gas and one diesel price.
now these are just about what you got now, right? The two-wheel drives?
They put me four-wheel drives. With
Oh, I
a-
didn't, I just saw this on, I was wondering.
Yeah, put me four-wheel drives.
I see a bid or something up here, this scratch.
What it costs to put a deck on that sidewalk.
I remember, if I remember right, it was $7,200.
Now, could we, because if that other thing breaks down with a bucket on this thing, could we do the sidewalks or put a blower on it?
On,
One of these?
the John Deere, Jimmy said, you put a snowblower. It's set up to,
So as a pump in the front or something, or?
GTO.
Jimmy went and got a quote for me today, and
Okay.
Didn't you call,
Holy crap.
Californians?
we talked about it, I don't know what they did.
I'll give them a call tomorrow, I will, I'll let you know,
Okay.
see if they have anything.
So on this, Kubota, and they're both four-wheel drive, quoted for four-wheel drive. and
Yeah.
Just seems like quite a difference in price, isn't it?
I know because the John Deere can put a snowplow on it, it's set up to put one on,
Yeah.
that's,
John Deere.
Yeah. I'm getting my relatives started on those John Deere stuff. You guys want to do this? Told me you had to improvise on yours, huh?
let's get the ball rolling and
Yeah, just get some real numbers. And
see what it can cost.
that one's still running, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta be getting tired, I know
Oh,
that.
yeah. Okay, we said garage in 2006, a couple years later, roughly.
Yeah. Another thing, just to consider, should we consider the bid on just getting it mowed like the rest of the lawns?
It was crossing my mind.
Huh?
That was crossing my mind.
It don't hurt.
I guess we should ask,
King, right?
okay, who's the one that does?
Burns.
Burns does these.
Burns or King Bolt.
Yeah, just get us a price on what they would charge to do it per time, because we never know how many times we're gonna have to do it.
King's the one that does East Fairfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a good job.
He mows this.
No, King does just East Fairfield, the Ball Diamond, and the park, I believe, right? Yeah, and his prices,
So for the town garage,
Yeah.
yeah. And the fire station, yeah, it's all one,
Yeah.
one unit.
That whole side road.
Yeah.
I'll send Kathy an email because this would be her
Right,
department anyway.
but this
so-
one here, maybe we can get a quote from him and you know, it's one of those, I kinda like the idea of it for a backup for that sidewalk thing. Cause you could set it up so you could in case Dave's by, breaks down again, so.
Yeah, there's something going on, emergency breakdown,
So you gotta wear better shoes so you can drive.
yeah, something like that. Little headaches and everything. Me and Kathy walked, Puckett Village, got a grant. Ain't a better back road, but it's still a grant. Come through that. There's sections that they tell you gotta do, so we had to walk it to, mark it out. That's what you get paid for. You know,
So whereabouts,
start right at North Road up to the top. Ditches,
going down towards Doug Flax?
no, Pumpkin Village. Yeah,
North Road.
Off the North.
Oh, off North Road, okay,
Yeah.
going from this end.
Yeah, and then, before you get past the Perry Road,
Yeah,
some stone line.
Started
ditches.
the trail. Started the rail trail technically, right?
Yeah, no, right off in the.
They're
Right
gonna
off
do,
of
oh,
North
down,
Road.
coming down the hill, they're gonna
Yeah,
do,
and do it, right, the stone line ditches be about where the Perry Road is, up through there, Gin Lane and.
okay,
It's, and then up by, Hayford's, some
Yeah.
blast in there, the ledge.
some of that stone line down through there now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but
Yeah. And this would be like going the opposite side of the road?
no, be
Keep continuing on?
continuing up through,
Okay,
and cleaning what gotta be cleaned.
yeah,
We got a OD, I get hold of state there, we got a thing from, I only got all that, ditch gotta be cleaned out, they said. You give a hill, you turn on there, you look to your left.
oh yeah, it's kind of, the
Yeah.
silts come down through,
Yeah, and but the state right away there so far, I mean,
yeah,
I can hold them,
so they want us to clean their ditch.
well,
Yeah,
so. I'll get hold of them next 2 days, see what they can do or gonna do, I guess.
Yeah. But that's all stone lined up through there now,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't get,
Right, so much.
you'll get some, but you shouldn't get as much again.
Yeah.
The waste of
Just to be clean, but that's,
Yeah.
it's something they just like to be done in
It's
summer or fall, before winter do it. So, that's on the radar. Ordered a bunch of collars for the Cheshire Arthur,
How many do you need to replace?
Fairfield. Like a 4-footer, just for about the hill.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
4-footers.
Now, is that metal or plastic, or what do you
Metal.
put? Metal.
No depth there
Yeah.
at all. Oh, last year I remember. Yeah. No legal depth. That's, I guess, all we got. Yeah, all we got
Most everything else running okay?
so far.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. You get some money in the budget this year for blasting, right?
Yeah.
You get some sites picked out?
Yeah. This here should go through the grant, so we're lucky there.
Okay,
Hopefully we get over to Red Cap Pond.
take some more of that out.
Yeah, let's first get up there to the ledge, here and here.
Yeah.
You can't see around it and you, plow equipment.
Yeah.
You take it, you go around there, you don't see some, yeah. Oh, that's,
Roll the dice and go around.
yeah.
You got the flashing light, you should see that.
Yeah. They're close ones.
Yeah.
I've got $5 grand to go, hopefully much more, some ledge. So.
You should get to use the ledge for fill and stuff.
Do that, try to go
Yeah,
right here. That's a $40,000 grant on that.
Yeah.
We upped it. It was good. It used to be 25.
done it, it certainly has helped save the
Oh,
roads.
big time.
Yeah, no more roads, half a road going big storm, so. Keep plugging away at
That's
it.
places you gotta run around, fix after a bad storm now,
Yeah.
because of that. Good grants, anyways. That's all of it?
Thank you.
You?
I just got a couple quick things.
Okay.
West End Pizza paid their liquor license.
So now you can issue it?
Well, I need a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the liquor license for West End Pizza.
I'll second.
And, yeah, we gotta vote, all in favor.
Oh, yeah, sure. We thought they would have sent a pizza over for us to experiment with,
And, like to request a 30-day extension to lodge the grand list. Just,
30-day extension to what? To,
for the grand list to have an extra 30 days to lodge it.
because of this reappraisal.
Well, that and part of it, the state's program still isn't functioning correctly. We have 206 parcels that are in current use that have to be gone through and, totally start to finish because of the new Vermont Pi. And right now, you can upload to Vermont Pi, but you can't bring anything back to your grand list. So your next meeting's in 3 weeks. So, it's kind
need a
of,
motion?
need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion, we extend the deadline for the grand list to settle to 30 days.
We have to, and this is just to send it to the state. We have to send the letter to the state.
You have to request it, see if they approve it.
Yeah.
I'll second it, that we go through the process, like Brian said.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Sort of a CYA thing at this point. The other piece is lister cards are up online now. They'll come back down after the reappraisal. If we want to keep them online, it's $500 for a year. You don't have to make that decision now, but we have a lot of information online. It would be nice if they were online. So we can revisit that at another point, but.
Why don't we,
If-
lister line, what do you mean, lister?
The lister cards,
Yeah.
the reappraisal, you're able to see the lister cards online, somebody can get them online.
For each property?
Yes, and like, people come in, title searchers, reappraisers, when people are remortgaging their house or whatever, and they're looking for lister cards. It's just one more thing, if they can get online, it's less wear and tear on the office.
Do you get to charge them when they come in?
We charge them $1 when they come in, but usually by the time what's $1 with, it takes you away from what you were doing, that then you have to,
Can you charge them $1 online?
no, it wouldn't be charged $1 online.
So is the lister card, when you pull up your property, you can see the
value and everything.
values?
So why can't you charge online?
This one is not a service to charge online. Our land record card, everything on the land records is charged online. Our parcel maps are not charged online. There is a informational sheet on the parcel maps that basically has the lister information, but it doesn't have everything. So it's sort of not completely out there.
So what do you need, Brett? You need a motion
Well-
for funding for $500 so that, I think anything we can give the taxpayers in light of the reappraisal is well worth.
Yeah, it's gonna,
For now, it's online now.
it's online now until everything, until we're through, grievances and everything, but I just think it's, for what little we make on lister cards each year, to have it out there, the information, I think it's
Yeah, I think
good information to have.
So it's $500?
Yeah, I think
I'd like to make a motion that we incur a $500 expense to give as much information to the taxpayers via lister cards as possible.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
We'll just be obstinate and say no.
Well, that's
You're losing cash flow.
Yeah, well, time is money and sometimes. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Great.
So okay, I'm good.
So, I happen to be in town tonight, so it would be good to come in person. and
Excellent
give you guys
idea.
a quick update on the three areas of grant funding that I've been looking at. The first being the Chester A. Arthur Bridge, or Bridge 51.
Yeah.
Second being the funding available via the rail trail. And the third is
Keep your eyes off that till you're done.
any possible grant funding to address community ideas around the common school.
Yeah.
So in order, so Bridge 51 is presenting a bit of a problem. I had a long conversation with Kyle Grenier, who's a transportation planner at Northwest, and V-Trans, the rising price of asphalt, pandemic issues, has closed their notion of a priority list for the foreseeable future. So they're booking stuff out to sort of 2029 right now.
So what happens if it falls into the creek?
They respond to emergencies.
Ah, okay.
They respond to emergencies, which is good, I guess.
Well, that's an active involvement, I guess.
It's active involvement. The other, unfortunate news is that the Bridge 51 is not even on the current priority list.
Well, that's different than when we were hearing, right, Mo? According to Northwest, it was supposed to be one of their priority bridges.
Kyle Grenier is relatively new to the job. I also the current assistant head of regional planning was their transportation for the last 10 years. And I do have a call into her, so I will confirm that information, but he seemed pretty certain.
Yeah, so I talked State of Vermont AOT
Okay.
about Bridge 51. It's online. The guy knew all about it. I don't remember him saying priority list or anything, but he said that's your bridge. You know, the
Yeah.
state knows that is the most. I mean, they had pictures that.
Yeah.
He said this is the most concern that we have in Fairfield that isn't a state bridge. It's a town bridge.
Yeah.
So I guess there's some confusion about like what the state AOT fella and then the regional planning
Sure.
person.
Yeah, I mean, that's apparent.
Right.
And there might be a difference between, a priority list and, sort of what they have in the hopper.
Steve, I think I'm gonna forward the email that he sent me.
Please do, because I'll get.
And you get his point,
I'll
we'll
reach
go
out
right
to
to
him.
that, state AOT guy. He was very helpful, very knowledgeable, knew all about it. He
Yeah.
said, I was just up there and
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
that might help to give a little more clarity of, yeah.
Yep. I think it's worthwhile to hear back from Catherine or whatever her name is to, understand from her perspective if there's other funding opportunities that we can look at.
Yeah.
But sort of via V-Trans right now, it seems to be, sort of a long shot.
The say when they fixed that hole, they were
Right, they would give you all the information how to do it, didn't they, Mo?
Yeah.
Because we had a hole in the bridge,
Yeah.
and they helped Mo engineer, design, whatever the heck to make the thing, so we didn't come down into the creek. So that's why I was a little surprised when he said they didn't say it was prioritized.
Yeah, I mean, he
kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
I've seen the photographs. It's absolutely,
Yeah.
a danger.
Gonna be a lot more dangerous when they close this one to do that top surface again, and
Yeah.
the traffic's gonna get,
Funneled
it's all
through there.
gonna go around that,
Yeah.
not all, but much of it
Yeah.
will go around that way.
Yeah. Well, so I'll reach out to.
His name is Howard Spencer,
Yep.
and his phone number is 498-8263. And,
Spencer.
professional engineer, bridge management, and bridge inspection program manager. So
Yeah, he's the guy. I will phone him.
And I'll forward you the email that he sent to me.
Great.
Excuse me.
Do you have my email address?
I was just gonna look.
It's
Steve True.
no, it's truesteven@gmail.com.
Okay.
All right. Kathy and I have been talking about sort of, separating an engineering study from a construction loan, or not loan, but construction grant funding. So that's another thing we're sort of investigating for Bridge 51. If we can get an engineering study, that would make a better argument for any kind of federal funding, which usually looks for sort of what they call shovel-ready projects.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll find out from Howard whether or not we're actually in the hopper for that and Kyle was incorrect, or what else can be revealed there.
Sure.
So we could get Tyler to do a study of it, right?
Right, because we have a guy that's been working for the town, Tyler Billingsley.
Okay.
He's, what's the name of that company? East something, right?
East Engineering.
East Engineering.
Yeah, he's out of Middlebury, isn't he? Somewhere down there?
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah.
And he's been helping us on, what project's he doing right now? Oh, down by Robbie and Danny Horton?
North.
Yeah. And he's obviously familiar with it.
Yep.
Okay. I can reach out to him and see what that might look like.
Yeah.
Or to give us a call, estimate it maybe.
You're right, give us
Yeah,
a
yeah.
range.
And I think, that I also would want to do that in conjunction with looking at federal funding, which,
We don't want another bridge in the backpack though, right? One time they had a bridge program for the Wanza Bridge. Bridge in the backpack. Oh, they were pushing it hard. They pretty much ate most of the cost, but a $500,000 bridge turned into over $1 million when they get done. This was a federal deal.
great.
I think they pretty well did away with the bridge in the backpack program.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No.
Oh, it was different, wasn't it, Tom? They guaranteed it, if they took it out, they were going to replace it with a concrete bridge. That guarantee was written right into the proposal. It's been in now, what, 10 years anyway, hasn't it, Tom? Yeah, maybe
It didn't have a
50.
cement deck, wood, right, on the edge, right? Or is that the one?
That was before that one.
Yeah, this one, it was weird. I just remember that, and we were all like,
Yeah.
they funded it mostly, not all of it, but mostly they funded it, so.
It's a lot better.
That was probably a good lesson for the state, because I don't see anything similar like
Two of them
today.
were put in Maine, and there was one or two in Minnesota or something.
Interesting.
And they were pushing them to see if it was going to work. It was going to be so much speedier. And I just remember St. Onset, because they got some of the bidding, and they're like, we could have done this thing for, at that time, $500,000 and had it completely done. It was just one of those, but we only paid 5%, so we did what we did.
Sounds good. So the second area is there's new money available via the federal government and the state for the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail. And they have two sort of funding channels. And I know Greta's come to you guys with the idea of doing a scoping study. The other channel is just straight up construction grants. And I had a conversation with Jackie Casino at the state. She oversees that program. I wanted to investigate the viability of not doing a scoping study, which is really an expensive piece of paper, but great community involvement. But, I think East Fairfield has sidewalks. It had, it's a fairly well-known commodity already. It's well used.
Got your own ice cream and burger man up there now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More to come, I hope.
Yeah.
So my recommendation would be that we investigate a construction grant to improve the current parking around the community center. the board sort of approved the idea of having interim parking there.
Yes.
I think we could address two problems at once. The first being, providing adequate parking for the rail trail, but also, sort of protecting the integrity of the interior of the community center, which gets torn up by all the dirt.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe get
Paving it.
paving it.
Yeah. We could, there will be some upfront sort of estimation and design work, but Jackie says it's at the level of sort of sketch plan. So, I think we could put a good proposal together, and that would be my recommendation for that funding, would be to, skip the scoping study altogether.
Right.
So I don't think it would.
I agree with you.
That
Expensive
road-
piece of paper.
That road is pretty solid. I don't think it'd take much to get it ready for blacktop.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great idea, and also good for the community center.
Yeah. Well,
It-
you
it
can use
gives
the
the
ball
community-
diamond and everything.
Yeah.
It's a well-used area.
Yeah.
All summer long.
Yeah. No, I could get behind that one.
Okay.
Was signage part of that conversation for signage?
This I think the signage question has been answered. I haven't seen the signs go in yet.
Okay.
V-Trans is gonna take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a separate
Okay.
effort that's underway. So at the third area, and I'm going to recommend here perhaps an expensive piece of paper, would be a municipal planning grant to get some community consensus on what to do with the common school. The municipal planning grants are, they're commonly available. They're coming up. They're a fall grant. I know at the town meeting there was some conversation, directed to the community about what the town should do with the common school, based on the fact that it is incurring ongoing costs, and ADA compliance is sort of extremely expensive. But on the other hand, it's there's always sentimentality for these community buildings, and I don't know if the select board can easily act on its own to take a decision. This would be, my recommendation would be to pursue a small planning grant for some, sort of community meeting, some.
Get some ideas.
Get some ideas, and come up with a document that shows sort of a record of town involvement and some kind of consensus on a series of options.
There's 2 or 3 volunteers that have come forward that want to work on that.
That's good. Yeah, one of the issues,
So when you say a grant, though, dollar and cent wise, what do you roughly? Roughly, what would you be talking about?
the number that was sort of in my head was sort of 10 to 12,000.
Yeah.
The municipal planning grants are capped at 24,000. There is a 10% match from the town. I don't think we need a full-fledged, 150-hour work plan. I don't know if yet if that is something that the state would find suitable. But I think that is an area we can concentrate to.
Well, I'd say go fishing. If you get, then you could report, and then we could scope.
Yeah, and I think that building, everybody kind of figured, what can we do realistically with it?
Yeah,
And it is kind of the main staple of that village square.
absolutely.
And that would give us some real numbers for costs.
I think it would go. We want to present some options.
Yeah.
I like your mother's idea.
I like
Cut
that.
the thing down so there's just the first floor, bring the whole thing down to it.
Yeah.
I don't
think
know how
that's-
realistic that is, but.
Well,
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows?
And
We
then-
haven't got the audits back yet either, right?
Oh,
I
you're
think,
right.
yeah.
It might be.
No, I don't think we have got it back. You're right.
What's the audit?
The town financial audits. maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, you're talking about the energy on it. We had an energy audit
Okay.
that's been done. I don't
Okay.
think we haven't got the report yet.
Okay,
They did a 4 or 5 hour walkthrough of it.
yeah.
Right, that hasn't come back.
And that would go to Kathy, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow up with that with Kathy. Yeah, so that's about it right now, that I wanted to sort of give some preliminary recommendations.
Those are good. Those are good.
Okay, great.
That's what we're looking for.
Good start.
Great.
Yeah, it's good.
Great. It's there's sort of 2 seasons for state grants, and we missed the spring season.
Yeah.
So all of this is sort of 2024. So I think going forward, I can keep fishing, but also planning for upcoming grants next year.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've put in, it's 16 hours so far. So not a huge, there hasn't been anything that's required me to spend 12 hours a week on it. But we keep going. I keep getting more information. It was very helpful to get a recommendation from you guys to look at the historical aspect for Bridge 51. Going forward, if there are areas that you would like me to investigate, just let Kathy know or let me know directly. That's very helpful for me.
Yeah. Little guidance on some things, hasn't hurt.
Never does.
So far.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You guys have a good evening.
You do.
I'd like to make a motion. We approve the minutes from 8 May.
Yeah, I second that.
Any errors or comments on it?
There was something I wanted to include. Just give me a second.
8 May, yeah.
And we haven't heard any more from that group about the Old Town Clerk's office.
Yeah, I think we're,
Yeah, that's the next motion I'm gonna make.
Okay.
because that's gotta be done before 8, right?
Before 8, yeah.
I guess whatever I thought of it, I lost thought of.
Kathy did find one correction that she mentioned that she incorporated. I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
But she made that correction, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so we're okay, yeah.
Oh, Mo, are you scheduled to get your water softener over?
Yeah, they come in Wednesday,
Okay.
Wednesday morning.
So the trucks will sparkle more now?
Want to hear more better?
I guess that was a question I had, so. Yeah.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor of the minutes?
With your permission, I'd like to, unless there's objection, I'd like to make a motion to go to executive session on the basis of a specific finding that premature general public knowledge would clearly put the town at a substantial disadvantage and enter executive session to discuss contracts and property. And I wouldn't think this would last more than 15 minutes, just as a courtesy to our
Your guest?
guests.
We've been mostly guys, did all right. No, I know, but we had a few of you there, so.
So you need a second. I'll second it just to move it along.
All those in favor?
As we speak.
No. I just came because Brian contacted me. We've been in conversations about volunteering, and Brian, I didn't get a chance to get hold of him, I was gone on vacation, but about being on the Regional Planning Commission. And I also wanted to just come and say, I still feel like I'd like to be a part of but the Zoning and Planning Administration. Not because I feel like, that's something I feel more comfortable with than I do with my time, as far as, I know there's a board already filled there. You guys have the right to put more or less people on if you want. I just feel like I'm one of those guys that reads all the regulations, I do all the stuff, I dot I's, cross T's. I know this thing has come up, it's kind of complicated, but it's not sad, I just, the future of it, I want to volunteer, I've been a part of it now a long time, I'd like to be a part of that. And still feel that way, I still feel, Brian, I want to get with you and talk more about the regional planning. Whether people do both those things, I don't know, but.
I think that's a good training point for you.
But the regional planning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It gives you a broader idea.
It's a lot, it's,
It's a lot, and I just, right now, I feel like with my schedule, Linda's not working right now because of an arm issue, and so, I mean, I felt like the zoning plan was just something I could be, not, and part of it, yes, is what's going on, I know you guys were talking a little bit earlier about it, and there's a lot there, I know, but that's all, I want to just reiterate that I've been a part of those boards, I know it's like, I've been the president of Mountain Valley Society, I know what it's like to sit in a room and have to vote on issues and discuss things, so, but, and I know this is still, that would be a part of that, but down the road, because my kids want to be here, they want to live here, they're talking about building places here, so now I'm like, all right, this is something I want to definitely be a part of, and I don't know where you guys are at, I know that's something you guys have the final say or decisions on those boards, so. But I still want to talk with you, Brian, at some point about a little more depth of the regional planning.
yeah, I didn't mean to say it's a lot of time. Seriously, it's one
I know.
one meeting a month,
Yeah.
and it's online.
Yeah.
And you can pick, you can go to energy, you go to water quality, you go to housing, you go to commerce,
Yeah.
they cover the committees cover the waterfront,
So
so.
I get a chance to read through, but I just didn't have
Yeah.
time. But again, when I sent that letter over, it was about zoning and planning, because I just saw there was a lot was going on. I know you guys got a lot on your plate too. And I know you guys can be directly or indirectly involved in that whole thing, so I've known all you guys for a long time and feel like, I know these guys, their opinions are, but I just feel like it's a time we've got to figure out something. I've heard you guys mention a few things just tonight, saying a few things on that. And I want to let you know too that that's a group that's talking, not just the people that signed that letter. They're just going to be in the voice for everybody that's had
There's a lot to be concerned about.
There is, I think, but I mean, that's, and so, for lots of reasons, I mean, I love it. I mean, I got to read through all the zoning and planning and what you guys did. I mean, it's great information. And I just feel like, why have a plan if we're not really gonna, Anyway, that's just my personal opinion on it. But I definitely would like to volunteer to do it. I know what that means, what that still does, but we'll talk some more on that other stuff.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that's why I didn't get a chance to be here the last time when you brought it up, so. And I want to be here tonight for that. Anything for me? You guys have any questions for me? I'm just fine, whatever.
Is he interested in being a dog catcher? I know an opening that could open up the real
I'll make sure that doesn't happen at one time. What's his name's a dog catcher?
Maybe we could make
Yeah,
that
just to
competition.
give you, so that, anyone
Anybody
in
interested
the
in dog
audience. So regional planning, we have 2 representatives on regional planning. So I've been on regional planning for 3 years, I think. And Doug Grant is our other representative. And so I've been on the select board in regional planning, and I'm just saying, it would be good for anyone in the town who's interested in these issues to get involved in regional planning, because all the consultants that our planning and zoning are reaching out to are regional planning.
Okay.
So there's this kind of infrastructure in place that the town relies on at regional planning.
Okay.
So that would be a way for anyone in your group to step up and say, hey, because I'm the president of the Pond Association, I'm on the select board, and I'm on regional planning, and my wife says, you ought to, so if all this group wants to get involved,
Yes.
ask somebody, if it's not you reach out for planning and zoning,
Right.
and.
There could be some people that would be.
Yeah, there could be, and I'm very
No.
serious, there's a lot of knowledge at regional planning
Yeah.
that, comes back to our towns, and I think it would be good for the town to get somebody who's interested in these issues
Okay.
on regional planning,
Okay.
in addition to me, because,
Right. Okay, no, I would, definitely, I'll make that,
Yeah,
I'll let the
Good.
group know too.
and share that website with your group, 'cause
Sure.
the regional planning has huge, footprint,
Right.
so.
I know Gavin said they needed, what was recreational?
Well, just, I don't know how many are on the rec committee now. That was a board one time that went from 3 to 11, and then within a year, maybe a year and a half time, they were back to 3 active members.
Members of the rec?
Yeah, so, it's one of those deals, you've got to not just deal with the moment.
Right.
what's,
Yeah.
But long-term,
Hot, the issue gets hot.
yeah, I know, and that's why I make sure, that I'm not here because of a hot issue.
Thanks a lot.
I think what happened, what's gone on for me is like, oh, okay, yes, there's a lot that goes on. Like you were saying, you know, it's not about adding a porch or doing a shed or something.
yeah,
There's a lot
it's the
bigger
big
plan.
stuff that's gonna be along.
Yes, and it's gonna
The
be coming
town's
up.
changing, it's gonna change,
It's gonna change.
let's do it right.
Yeah, that's,
I mean,
I think-
that's my mind, because I said to the guy one day, he was wanting to plan all this stuff, and just their kids were on, but I said, you gotta be a little careful what you're trying to implement, because it's gonna affect you just as much as the next one over here, because once it's in place, we all gotta deal with it, so
Right.
let's try to do it in a manner that works for everybody.
effective and efficient for everybody.
Yeah, and just and think longer term.
Yeah, because I don't think, I would say that, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm not anti-development, but I think we
Yeah.
do it the right way.
Yeah,
We
you
do it
gotta
in a way
be,
that's, I don't think even you guys are, we talked about it.
no, it's just, this seems to be a special scenario.
Yes,
It's
Correct.
ridiculous.
yeah, but I agree with what you're saying, Brian, certainly, we can pass that information on to other people, there might be other people who are quite interested in doing something,
Yeah.
you know?
But
and-
that definitely is when you learn kind of a whole spectrum, how it affects the whole town, some of
Right.
these things that get proposed.
Right,
You know, it sounds like, wow, it's so much, no, it'll fall back on this town too,
okay,
eventually, when we go through get the regulations and all that stuff in place.
all right, well, maybe I'll catch up with some time, and we'll just sit one-on-one and do it, need to meet, I'll figure it out, so I just wanna make sure, you knew that I wasn't just trying to, I wanted to get here to say, you know, what it's about, so.
You know, and we were kind of blindsided, I mean, we're trying to get more meetings with different groups, and we didn't know about it till people started hitting us on the street, so, I mean, it was,
No, I get it, I totally
you
get it.
know, a project this big, we should have been
Much more
Look.
informed previous to.
previously before it.
And I think
got
everybody,
into the-
I think everybody's had good intentions, it's just all of a sudden, it just bang, 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 you know, and I think that's,
And, you know, I mean, it's not against anybody, you know, it's hard to find volunteers, and you're not gonna condemn them for, they were doing what they thought was good, or started a process, you
Right,
know, so
right.
it's just,
no, it's complicated.
you know, it's the same people, I mean, you go to town meetings, it's the same people that get put into place
Right,
for all these thankless jobs.
right, no, and I don't disagree with you at all, I don't disagree with that, and like I said, you know, having more time to do some things, that's why I went to the letter and said, hey, it's time to step up too, you know, so that's kind of where I feel about it.
Yeah, good.
And I know Ronnie,
Well, yeah,
Good,
like
good
you
people.
said, Dave says, dog catches no put 'em in.
We will be very quickly, just say the word.
That could be,
I'll talk to somebody else I might know.
yeah, that could be a co-op job.
Yeah, that cooperative.
You have 1, 3
You get
days
a
a
truck
week.
with that, you get, you know, a truck and a net come with that, or no?
No, you provide your own vehicle, but you get compensated.
Now, we can do that on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right, well, anyway, that's, I just
safety
wanted,
first. that's
yeah,
all.
safety first. No, I just want to come and say, look, I feel like I could contribute to that, I also could look at these other things going on, and definitely want to mention them, that, there's something that gets consideration too, so if you guys got some things.
I'd say as a board, we're pretty open to ideas. We're not
Oh, I know you guys are.
closed on something. So I tell you a lot of things, you know. I was trying to find somebody to run for my position at town meeting. Could have done it 21 years. Tom's done a few more than I have. And it's like,
No, you guys are committed to it.
so it's like, yeah, things are changing. We gotta figure out how we're gonna be part of it and make it work. And also, sort of like the president's running for, now I'm like, there'll be some young people doing this.
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't disagree, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I look at that whole thing and I'm thinking, shake my head on either side. It's like,
So you guys have another meeting when, coming up?
3 weeks, I think.
3 weeks?
they're always the
Second and fourth?
second, fourth Mondays of the month.
Monday of the month, okay.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? So it's,
Somebody said 3 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
Linda
Linda said that, but
Well,
I-
Monday, there's a Monday, Memorial Day's a Monday, you don't have a Memorial Day.
No.
Well, that's just.
That's just this Monday, yeah,
that's
I
the-
can't.
so,
Okay.
So, yeah, it would be 3 because this Monday is May, and then you gotta get 2
June.
weeks into June,
Correct,
so
that's why
that's why
it's
it's
3 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah.
So right now, the zoning board is full members?
No, you guys have to, if you look at the road rules and regulations, it's a 3 to 9 person board.
Okay,
And you guys get to determine what that board size is.
okay.
So when somebody said it was full, well, it's only full depending upon,
Right. It's
How many-
been 5 for quite a while,
right,
but you almost, whatever you do, you go 5 to 7.
correct.
Right.
You gotta have some, you can't have even numbers.
Right, that's what we were just having this conversation, I said, well, there could be maybe somebody else that want to volunteer, now you have 7 people,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think it's also this, more people, more diverse, maybe gives a better, maybe it just, I'm not saying people aren't doing a good job, these guys have done a good job, but
Yeah.
this is just something new, unique.
It's
and
new
like you're
to,
saying-
it's pretty much new to all of us.
Yeah, absolutely,
And there's no doubt, we're gonna get more.
yes,
So better to be prepared for as they fly down the line.
I don't disagree with that at all, I think maybe some other people that would be more, that are younger, that will wanna do it and be a part of it, something newer.
Yeah.
That's a decision you guys have to make if you wanna add more people, if they're the right people too, I understand that.
Well, someone it's nice if you get people that tend to stay on,
Correct,
because they knew it's like, it's this select board. When Gene Archibald was on and stuff, it's kind of nice to get some people who've been on it. There's a reason why things get done at that time. Maybe it's time to change them.
right,
But at least you know the rationale why
Why
the
you do
decision
what you
got
do.
occurred at that time,
correct,
you know.
right, it's a historical process, that,
Yeah.
the
Well, yeah, it's just like
institutional
the
knowledge you
knowledge
guys
and-
have, right, I've been here now 35 years, but
Yeah.
known you guys for that long, but it's that institutional knowledge of what went on before and what's going on now, so that's
It's
important.
like this reappraisal thing. I said, well, this is one of the few times there won't be any hassles as much because it's no one in town involved in it. It's outside assessment. There's no cousin Fred or Aunt Vera over here. It's these people making judgments based on
What,
professional things. And
Right.
I think it would be better in the future, that same thing,
Yeah.
with the people, keeping them updated. And it's gonna be based on what it is.
right,
That's.
right. Well, I think it's just getting information out to people is important, so
So yeah,
they,
just so they kind of know. Most people, if you explain things to them, most
Absolutely.
will say, "Oh, I may not agree with it, but I understand where the right reasoning comes from."
right, right,
So
okay.
it's hopefully.
That's all I wanted, just give me comments.
Well,
so-
appreciate
Yeah,
the
no,
comments
so-
and the possible participation.
absolutely,
Can't hurt.
no, so,
Can't hurt.
I know you guys are busy, so
Yeah.
it's on there. Good to see you, don't eat too many of those, so.
No, boy, take one with you. Joe.
No,
Yeah, you guys.
Work on my finger.
welcome.
no. Thanks, guys.
What you eat, we don't have to, you see, so.
Yeah, so- Yeah, there's no Jenny Craig left or the other one that quit being in business or whatever.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you,
appreciate it,
guys.
guys.
This is take those lemon squares and we put them in my pocket.
I'll see if I can find you a dog catcher.
Regional
Yeah,
planning.
Excuse me,
Regional
that's
planning.
animal control, because our rodents,
animal control,
rodents,
okay,
and, good night. I'll make a motion, we accept the warrants.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. I'll wait till Dave gets back, but,
You wanna make a motion, what we did in executive session?
oh, yeah, I'll make a motion that, those are continuing talks on possible rental, town rental property.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Pretty well done,
There's no old business, is there? Or where?
Did we deal with any of this letter?
I'd like to, not a motion, but just, I'd like to, following something Dave brought up, make it a practice, or at our next meeting, we ask Kathy to invite our
Zoning administrator.
zoning administrator
And head of zone.
right,
They both be
maybe
here.
talk about bonding and
Yeah,
thinking of,
yeah. No, I think it's an excellent idea. I'll second that one. We'll put it, we don't have to, but that's just a business as usual thing.
Just make sure it's in the letter or the
It's in the
minutes.
minutes that we're requesting that.
Have to wait till he comes back.
Yeah. And I can't, is there any other things?
Do we deal with any of this?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think there's a need to. You're talking about the,
Well, it's 4 or 5 issues she had here.
oh, let me see. Perhaps I didn't see
I haven't read it all, or this.
Yeah, I guess-
Not that one.
I guess we're gonna continue the discussion on Riley Road discussion with
that.
the
Oh, with the,
Sheldon Select Board on the
Yeah.
12th. Kathy said the 12th of June.
That'll be the next meeting, right?
Is it, Kim? The 12th of June?
Yeah, that would be the first. But
Okay.
If we had planning and zoning, I don't know if we wanna get into.
Yeah, I would hold off on that one.
She said they have contact, oh, we can do that, we can ask Kathy not to, but I think they've asked for,
Right, but I think we'll put planning and zoning first before we
okay.
deal with that issue.
We, just for the minutes,
I said we came out of discussion concerning rental of town property.
Ongoing discussions with potential tenant
Yeah,
for
perfect.
town property. Okay.
And that we made a motion to invite the zoning administrator and the chair of the planning and zoning committee to our next meeting.
Motion or just said we're gonna invite him.
Invite.
Invite. Unless there's any further business, I make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.